Hello, everyone. Yesterday, I would say we woke up. We heard the news. ASUU has gone on strike. For anybody who is in Nigeria, who has schooled in Nigeria, you know how your heart will beat whenever you hear that news. And you are in university, you know how your heart will beat whenever you hear that news. ASUU has gone on strike, because when ASUU goes on strike, you never know what can happen. It can be a 1 week strike, a 1 month strike, it can even be a 1 year strike. And sometimes you are ending up losing so many sessions. I mean, a lot of us can ascertain to the story of how ASU disrupted our lives, our academics, and not just the disruption, also in terms of the years that you waste, but in terms of the quality of education that you also get. Because by the time they return, it's always rush, 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 rush. Sometimes they can do a whole semester's work in 1 week because they need to now quickly write exams that had been disrupted. And so there's no really teaching and learning. It's just a matter of cram, go in there, throw in whatever it is that you've learned on your during the exam, and that's it. And you wonder why at the end of the day, the kind of graduates we see from Nigerian university, especially the public universities, are not able to cope as much as they should have been able to when it comes to the skills being done. You see people who have finished computer science. Some of them have first class in computer science, but they've never used the computer while in the university. And you're wondering what it is, that they're doing out there. So yesterday, of course, we had the announcement. They've been giving warning, they've been saving warning, which is also what they do a lot of time. One, and the next thing they are there. And and they've said that I remember I saw this thing somehow also. I particularly I'm not as sympathetic to INEC, sorry, to ASU as I used to be before, because ASU members, most of their members are the ones who are in charge of election in Nigeria, in terms of all those returning officers and people who announce the results, who do all of that. They are usually professors, but it's during election you see a whole professor will not even know his name anymore. They have to be reminding them their names, because of course the figures they know they are coming to court are all lies. They have to be one thing or the other. Recently, a particular professor was charged, and these are members of ASU, was sentenced to jail for rigging election for the current Senate President Godswill Akpabio. I think he has appealed that. The case is there. Hey, who knows? Probably tomorrow they're going to give some presidential pardon, or the other. But so these are the things. So for me, it's like, talk to your people. Good. This is all about good governance. Your members are the ones who are strategically in a position where you are able to get when you talk about getting good governance and all of that. The good number of even the ASU, the INEC chair has ASU has also produced quite I think some INEC chair position, no, not position. And they've produced members that have been, INEC chairmen. You have a lot of professors who are the ones who get to do that. So it's really in their own destiny. And if there's good governance, there would be. I just touched the film like, is it still on? Before I'm talking, and the thing is not on. And so that is it. If we want Nigeria to work, we must fix it at every level and not just at a selfish level. Also, when they're talking about good governance, you never see you never see ASU putting their mouth in those issues. If there's no good governance, how do you think you're going to get good pay? Even if they pay you 1 million naira, if there's no good governance, that 1 million naira can, what you buy, you might be what we would have 100 naira would have bought if there's inflation and all of that. So when there's good governance, it positively affects people all around. But having said that, is to say they made their announcement, and of course the Tinubu's legitimate administration has come out to say that they're going to do no work, no pay. And now why am I calling them INEC, because I think the professor thing all over. Now ASU is coming out to say, if Tinubu's administration is saying no work, no pay, they are also saying no pay, no work. But anyway, let's dive right into Sahara reporters and see what they are reporting currently. It says ASUU counters Tinubu government's illegitimate, by the way, no work, no pay, with no pay, no work. Says lecturers ready for shoulder. At the end of the day, the people that really, 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 really suffer are usually the students. And that's why you see more and more people are sending their children to private universities where they're going to get that uninterrupted education, where 4 years is 4 years. The union cited years of unmet agreements and government neglect of the education sector. The Academic Staff Union of University ASUU has condemned the Nigerian government's threat to invoke the no work, no pay policy over the 2-week warning strike embarked upon by lecturers. One thing also is that as we go on, for me, it's only a matter of time. It's going to get to a place where ASU can go to strike maybe for a year or two. Nobody will really be bothered because most people will have their children in private university. The same thing happened to NUT. The Nigerian Union of Teachers used to be one of the most powerful, bodies in Nigeria. When they go on strike or threaten to go on strike, everywhere shakes until, of course, when private schools started happening and many people they are no longer send their children to public school, it got to a place where they will even go on strike for a year. Nobody is even aware that they are going on strike. And the same thing also is now happening to ASUU. Once upon a time, ASUU used to, it still is a powerful body, but not as powerful as it used to be before, where literally everybody went to a public university. There were no private universities in Nigeria. And so because of that, whenever something ASUU were on strike, it affected everyone. And that's why you go to school, you're meeting children of presidents. You can be in the same class with children of presidents, former presidents, or sitting president. Children will be in school with children of governors, ministers, high placed people, very rich. Everyone, they all went to the same. There was a meeting point. You all went to the same place. But right now, that meeting point is no longer there. And so more and more when ASUU is striking now, people are just unaware. The people in government, their children probably are not in this school, so they don't care. The other people in the society that are able to afford private schools, people don't care. We don't seem to understand that whole concept of injustice to one is injustice to all, and that anything happens to anyone, we should rally around and put our voices there. And also because of the fact that ASUU is always strikes. Almost always, let me use almost always because there might be other times they strike that I didn't know. Almost always strike because of their own personal issue, not because of the issue of the state, not because of issue of other organizations. And so this is also some of the problem that we have. Also, we strike, Nigeria Medical Association will strike their strike, that one will strike their strike. Instead of them to come together as trade unions and strike for the betterment of Nigeria. But we hope this is resolved amicably so that it does not affect the studies of students who are caught in between it. Remember what they say, when two elephants fight, it's not the elephants that suffer the most, it is the grass. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.